Welcome back to Farm Factor and the Kansas Soybean Update.
This is the Kansas Soybean Update. It's brought to you by the Kansas Soybean Commission. The Soybean Checkoff, progress powered by Kansas farmers. We're joined now by Wade Cowan, a Texas soybean producer and president of the American Soybean Association. And Wade, the talk continues about GMO labeling. You have been a part of the Coalition for Safe and Affordable Food, who really looks at that issue and talks about and supports why this needs to be done as far as one federal mandate is concerned.
You need a federal standard. We can't have a patchwork. We had the fly-in last month where we went into Washington, D.C. It was very good because not only did we have farmers in the room, but we had producers. And it doesn't just affect us as farmers because it's going to affect us on our bottom line because it's going to mean that the costs get pushed down to us. But when you're talking about our manufacturers that send food out and it goes all over the country now because you're in an age where they don't really have control over where that product goes because of the internet and everything. We've really said, and it's really been a good message for us, is that we agree that a consumer has a right to know what's in their food, and if they're concerned about GM or staying away from it, let's have a national label. Let's have a national standard that's voluntary and that says if you want to label your food as non-GM, then you can have a voluntary label and you can have that label certified by the USDA. So then if I'm a consumer and I'm really concerned about that and I look at that label and I know USDA has certified this as 100% GMO free, I know what I got. And so it's a very easy fix. It's a deal that gets the information to the consumer that wants that information because the way it is now, you've got exceptions and you've got the Vermont gives an exception for products that are really big in Vermont. So do you really know what's in that food or not? And we need a national standard. And we need a standard that says this is what you do to say that there's none. Probably the most pertinent example I can give is we were in the room and the biggest pork rind manufacturer in the country's there, and they said every state that does this, it adds $1 million to our bottom line. And he says we're in an industry where we're dealing on margins that are not on the cents, they're on the hundredth of a cent. There's not that kind of money to deal with this. And so it would be a bad thing for someday to have 2 or 3 or 5 or however many different patchwork estates. And you wake up and all of a sudden you can't get that product that you need in the market anymore.
Wade, we appreciate your time. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Wade Cowan, who is president of the American Soybean Association, is our guest on the Kansas Soybean Update. It's brought to you by the Kansas Soybean Commission. The Soybean Checkoff, progress powered by Kansas farmers. Learn more at kansassoybeans.org. For Kansas Soybeans, I'm Greg Akagi.
Hope you enjoyed this week's Kansas Soybean Update. Stay tuned as Kyle visits with Dan Mason, a local cattle producer.
Biodiesel made from sustainable resources is diversifying our fuel supply. This year, biodiesel will displace over 1 billion gallons of fossil fuel nationwide. It's making our economy stronger and our communities healthier. It's working here and across America. Get biodiesel going in your community. Visit americasadvancedbiofuel.com.